Okay, great. We will get started. Thank you so much for joining me this afternoon or this evening or this morning, depending on where you are. I'm tuning in from a chilly west of England. We are talking about Santorini Mozambique today, so taking you to potentially sunnier shores. Santorini has been a client of ours for about 6 years, I think, and it has been going for 10 years now. So it was their 10-year anniversary this year. It's a beautiful property located in Vilanculos, and so we'll go in depth into the different options, accommodation options here and the location. The webinar will be recorded. And we will be sending out a recording in the next couple of days. We will also send out all the information that you might need to be selling Santorini Mozambique, including rates, fact sheets, images, and you name it. And if you have any questions, do please pop them in the Q&A throughout the webinar. And if you do think of any questions once the webinar is finished and you'd love to get in touch, do please pop us an email. I'm also available on WhatsApp, or you can give us a call as well. Awesome. So let's get started. Santorini is located in just outside Vilanculos in Mozambique. So we are really well connected from South Africa. We have currently got direct flights from Johannesburg and Nelspruit in Kruger. We are losing our Nelspruit flight next year. So that is something to note when you are booking. Particularly, we get a lot of safari and then beach, and of course, a lot of safari from Kruger and then beach. So we will be losing that Nelspruit leg. We will be gaining another flight from Johannesburg, which won't be daily, but it will be I think it's 4 times weekly afternoon flight from Johannesburg. So actually, that means that our connectivity from other Southern African countries and other locations within South Africa will be made a little easier, because if you have guests, say, flying down from Botswana to route through Johannesburg, they can jump on a morning flight from Botswana and then be on that afternoon flight from Johannesburg up to Vilanculos, for example. It means that you don't have to then overnight in Johannesburg if guests do not want to do that. We are then only a 25-minute drive from the airport. We are located on the mainland, so it's really easy access and very easy getting through the airport as well. You are greeted by one of our lovely staff members with smiling face and our safari vehicle. So it's like an open safari vehicle, which is really nice consistency, especially when guests have just been on safari. And it drives you through the beach towns on the way up to the property. We do have a lounge at the airport. So we have a private lounge here, which is really used on departure. So on arrival, once you are through passport control, you're picked up, somebody's there immediately for you to head off. Whereas on departure, especially if you're flying internationally, you will have a little bit of a wait. So having a nice comfortable space, air conditioned with some Wi-Fi and some snacks and drinks is really nice on departure. And it's kind of an extension of the Santorini vibe. So our property, once you have driven the lovely 25-minute drive up the coast, you get to Santorini and you enter through into the back of the property. So when you walk into that main villa, it is really, really striking. You have these incredible views from that amazing elevated position on the cliffs there. And we're situated kind of set into the cliffs. So the name Santorini Mozambique obviously comes from the style of architecture that they have used here. And there are similarities with the Greek island. We're set into those beautiful cliffs. That style of architecture is actually very sturdy, and you can get hit by cyclones around here. So it is a very sturdy way of building as well. I always think those red cliffs really remind me of the coastline down in the south of Portugal, which is very nice because there is some Portuguese, obviously, influence here as well. So looking at the property, we have got the main villa here in the center. This is a 5-bedroom villa, which operates kind of like a boutique hotel. So they are all individual rooms. We then have the chapel, which is our 2-bedroom villa. We've also got Vilanculos, which is our standalone 1-bedroom suite, which is perfect for honeymooners, but nice and close to that main villa so they can still make use of those facilities. We've then got Villa de Praia, which is our 3-bedroom family villa. And then we also have our Spa Nacolina and Paraíso Escondido as well. So we'll chat a bit more about all of those now. So this is the view from the main villa. So as you can see, it's all about those incredible ocean views. You've got blue skies, blue seas, really striking colours here, with those bright orange cliffs, and then all the gardens around the villa. Because we're set into the cliffs to get down to the beach, it is down a lot of steps, and we do have access privately from the individual villas as well, the Villa de Praia and the chapel as well. When you're down on the beach, though, we have facilities down there. So we have these beautiful cabanas. We've got freshwater showers and bathrooms as well. So you can be down here all day. You really needn't go back up to the villa if you don't want to. We can serve picnic breakfast down here and a picnic lunch as well. So that means that guests can really make the most of being on the beach kind of all day. As I said, when you arrive, you walk in through the back of the villa here, and this is the site you're greeted with this beautiful big pool in this wind-protected courtyard. And then you look through the lounge area out to the ocean, and it is really, really stunning. We are overlooking the Bazaruto archipelago, which is very iconic in this area. So we have incredible views over the archipelago, and it is a marine reserve as well. So it is a protected area. We have lots of different kind of breakout areas in the main villa. So it's only 5 rooms anyway. But if those 5 rooms are full, you really still find that you feel like you've got the place to yourself. That we've got our 2 lounges here. We've got various different areas to kind of chill out. We've got the lounge out the front by our little mini martini pool, which is kind of an infinity pool overlooking the ocean. And then we've got lots of different areas that we set up kind of dining in, or we've got that upstairs lounge and also our sala bar too. So there is so many different little areas for guests to kind of hang out in and feel like it's really their own private villa. Our sala bar is a really nice space to have a sundowner drink in the evening before having dinner. Dinner tends to be set up in lots of different locations. You'd never really have dinner in the same place twice. And it's very nice to come up here and have a drink and maybe interact with other guests as well. Sometimes it does feel like you don't see other guests very often, which is really lovely. You feel like it's very private, but it is also nice to chat to other people during your stay. And it is a lovely opportunity for that social side. We have a make yourself at home policy at Santorini. So we have this beautiful kitchen area with the cellar off to the side there. And so if a staff member doesn't beat you to it, you can come down here, make yourself a drink, fill up your water bottle, make a coffee, grab a snack. And it is really that kind of, help yourself, this is your home kind of feeling here. That being said, the staff are so efficient and so on it. So if you manage to do that without one of them already getting there before you, it is a bit of a miracle. We have our pansy shells shop, which is also where the reception is, and guests can find a member of staff here at all times. So if they've ever got questions, they can always head down here. So as I said, our villa has got 5 suites. So the main villa has Santa Carolina suite is our sort of largest suite. It's set on a different level to the rest of the suites, and it is huge, overlooking the ocean with this beautiful big lounge area as well, and a balcony out the front. Now, all of our suites do overlook the Bazaruto archipelago. They are all named after islands on the archipelago, and they all have this beautiful signature style, which is very sort of fresh, bright, light colours, and really kind of letting the outside do the talking here. All of the interiors were designed by our owner, Vanessa, and she really, it is so her personal style. It is absolutely beautiful, and lots of beautiful hand-picked pieces here. You can really get some interior design inspiration in the villa. This is Villa Nacolina, so it's the newest addition to the portfolio. This building was actually the spa for many years, but was built originally to be a standalone suite. And so it has finally fulfilled its destiny, and it is now kind of almost like our signature honeymoon suite, really. It is a large bedroom with ensuite bathroom, and then we have this gorgeous courtyard out the back with a little plunge pool, and out the front we have got a balcony overlooking the Bazaruto. It is a lovely big suite. The only difference between this and our other standalone villas is that there is no kitchen kind of bar area here. So guests can dine privately in the courtyard or out on the front balcony, but we can also have them dine in the main villa as well, and they can make use of the pool in the main villa and all the facilities there too. So moving on to our family villas, Santorini works so beautifully for families. Vanessa and Graham, the owners, have got grandchildren who have grown up coming to the villa, so they know what kids need here. So they have got lots of activities for children. The chapel and Villa de Praia work so perfectly for families. And families, we don't have children in the main villa, so it's really lovely having these two private houses for them. They come both with complimentary private hosting, they have a kitchen and bar area, they've got beautiful dining areas, pool, and also private access down to the beach as well. The chapel is our 2-bedroom family villa. We've got that lovely big infinity pool overlooking the Bazaruto, and it has got 2 lovely big suites, one of which can be made into a twin. And then we have our lovely living and dining area too. So this is completely privately hosted. Guests dine here, either outside or inside, and they have their lovely big lounge area as well. We then have Villa de Praia, which is our 3-bedroom family villa. Now this has got actually a 4th bedroom being built very soon. When we close for a couple of weeks in February, there will be a 4th bedroom added here. So the 4th bedroom will be above this bedroom here, and that will mean that we'll now have 3 bedrooms, all with internal access. Currently, only 2 of the bedrooms have internal access, and then we have our 3rd bedroom down here, which accesses the main area externally. That is really nice for, say, teenagers or for grandparents who maybe don't want to be in the thick of it, want their own kind of space. But what is really nice is that we will have that 3rd bedroom now that has the access internally to the main area. Again, here it's privately hosted. It's got a beautiful big dining area outside. And then it also has all the lovely big suites and that signature style of Santorini here as well. In terms of activities, one of our main activities is our complimentary island excursion. So we take guests out for a full day out on a boat. We take them out to Mozambique Island for a picnic lunch. They will have the opportunity to go snorkeling on the island as well. And we'll take guests out kind of from about 9:30, and they won't return to Santorini until sort of early to mid-afternoon. So it really is a full day out, and that is complimentary for every 3-night stay. And being that we have a 4-for-3 offer, most guests are staying 4 nights and then making use of this on one of the days. It is the most beautiful marine reserve here, and we do have and fairly regularly see dugong around the islands, so it is a really beautiful opportunity to get out there and enjoy what this area is so famous for. In terms of other included activities, we have kayaks and stand-up paddleboarding. We also have our beach volleyball, cricket and badminton. So loads, particularly for kids to get on with when they're down here. We have gym baskets in all the villas. And then we also, as I said earlier, we do a picnic, breakfast or lunch down on the beach. And so guests can enjoy these when they're kind of wanting to spend the day down on the beach. In terms of extra activities that we offer as well, we have our beautiful dhow. It's so lovely to head out on the dhow at sunset. It's such a lovely activity, and it's really lovely with a group. We also can do kite surfing here. It's amazing conditions for kite surfing. We've got that sort of shallow, flat, kind of lagoon-like water here. And then boat charters, we have a couple of boats. We can do deep sea fishing as well, and we do have a diving supplier in Vilanculos who we utilize, and we can also do horse safaris as well. So we can do there's a supplier in Vilanculos who can take guests out riding on the beach. These guys are actually the couple who brought the horses over from Zimbabwe. There is a book about them called 104 Horses. It's quite an incredible story. So it is a really, really lovely opportunity to hear their story and also take these horses out on the beach. As I said, the kite surfing is really great here, and this is an awesome activity for teenagers or young adults kind of who are active and wanting to get on with more than maybe sipping a cocktail on the beach during their stay. The dhow at sunset, as I said, is such a beautiful romantic activity. Deep sea fishing is incredible in this area, and of course diving. The snorkeling and diving here is amazing. The reefs around the island are incredible, and if guests are really keen divers, we can make sure that they are getting out a bit further afield as well, and heading out to those really incredible dive sites. Gym baskets is in every villa, and we have some lightweights and yoga mats here. And then we have our two boats. So we have Aphrodite, who is our big catamaran, and then we have a slightly smaller Aphrodite's child as well that we can take guests out on. We can do scenic helicopter flights. We actually do have a helipad at the property, but this is are not able to use it commercially just yet. We are hoping to be able to use it come 2024. So at the moment we do take guests to Vilanculos airport for the scenic helicopter flights, but this is only a 25-minute drive away, and the area flying over even just in a plane is so beautiful, that in a helicopter it's an even more intimate experience flying over the archipelago. We have our spa, which is now actually being moved, of course, with Vilanculos. So we have a new spa that has been built near our Paraíso Escondido. So it is a beautiful space with a little kind of Zen garden as well to chill out in before and after. So looking at kind of what makes Santorini so special, if I haven't already convinced you, first of all, the team is incredible. We managed to retain most of our staff throughout COVID, and they are just so lovely, so happy to be on hand the whole time. You are hard pressed to do anything yourself while you're here, and they are always smiling and just absolutely lovely. It's one of the things we get the absolute best feedback on is our team. We are amazing for family holidays. So you have reduced rates for children, and we have those two fantastic villas, the Chapel and Villa de Praia, for families. We are an all-inclusive offering at Santorini, so that's really nice when twinning with safari. Most of our guests have been on safari before coming to us, and it's really nice just having that consistency of breakfast, lunch and dinner. All your beverages really, except for kind of premium, are all included. So it's just so easy, guests don't have to think about it. The food here is amazing. I mean, the seafood anyway is incredible in Mozambique, and those beautiful spices and flavors are just incredible. But the team here, our management couple actually came from Athol Place in Johannesburg. Reinhardt is an ex-chef. He no longer is in the kitchen, but he has overseen all of the food here, and is kind of acts like an executive chef. So the food standard is incredibly high. In fact, when I stayed, there was a couple who had just done a really incredible itinerary all the way through the winelands, and they actually said that the food at Santorini was the best of their whole trip, which was very flattering considering the fact they had just been in the winelands where the food is also incredible. We have our veggie garden. We try and source as much of the vegetables and herbs in our cooking from here, and then guests also can have a lunch set up here for them during their stay. And we have our Paraíso Escondido, which I think I've mentioned a couple of times with absolutely no context. Paraíso Escondido is like a beautiful big boma area that we have. It's very private. We have a little pool here. We can set up gorgeous dinners for groups here. It's lovely for a really private romantic setting or for a celebration. And we can also bring in a band from Vilanculos who can come and play for guests, and we can set up an amazing braai here. This is also a really lovely space to come and chill out after a spa treatment. And also it can be taken privately by, say, honeymoon couples staying in the main villa who kind of just want a little private space for themselves. So it's a really nice little option to have on top of all of the breakout spaces throughout the villa that we already have. And we also have, extra things like Guests get a water bottle on arrival, which they can have refilled throughout their stay, and we have taps around for them to refill with fresh water. And we also provide all our guests with a pair of flip-flops on arrival, which they can take home with them. I still wear mine all the time. We started during COVID the Santorini Footprints Initiative, and this was really wonderful to see some of the initiatives that Santorini already supported, being kind of a bit more formalized, and also taking on new initiatives. So, for example, the local primary school, guests can actually purchase an access kit for children at the primary school in our shop. We also provide school meals there, a hot school meal for children each day, and also support teachers there as well. Guests can visit the school, but we don't visit the classrooms. If guests are visiting during while school hours are in place, they will chat to the teachers and the principal, and kind of learn a little bit more about what the school are doing, and the kind of and just so guests can see where their money is going. We also Santorini Footprints also supports Luz, which is an amazing community initiative which raises awareness about many difficulties in the community, including domestic violence, child abuse, good nutrition as well, and so it is a really fantastic initiative to be supporting because they are so wide-reaching. We also, of course, have Pack for a Purpose. We are on the Pack for a Purpose site, so if guests are wondering what they can bring, they can absolutely look that up. We have our anti-plastic campaign, and we also operate beach cleanup. So everyone in the area, all the hospitality suppliers have a kind of stretch of beach that they look after, of course, as is in front of the property, and we do kind of take steps to ensure that is always clean, and guests are welcome to get involved as well while they stay with us. In terms of getting into Mozambique, I don't know if I mentioned at the beginning, first of all, you do not need a visa anymore for Mozambique, which is wonderful. That means that getting through the airport is so much speedier than it was before. There is a small fee of about $15, which is just a kind of admin fee or an airport fee to get through, and that is preferable. I would recommend guests having cash for that. But other than that, there is just a simple stamp on your passport and away you go. In terms of passport validity, you do need 6 months in your passport, but I think that's pretty similar across the board, particularly in Southern Africa. So just one thing to keep an eye on. We have our promotions, which will be running into 2024 as well. So that is our 4 for 3, and most guests really do make the most of that. It is just incredible to stay here for 4 nights, and then 3 nights or more you do have that complimentary island excursion as well. We then have an 8 for 6, and also our honeymoon special as well, where one partner gets 50% off. This is a quick look at our rates. I will send you these so you don't need to kind of try and remember these, but this is a quick look at our rates for 2024 across the board, and I will be sending these in the follow-up. And now just a quick look at our video. That makes me want to go back straight away. So this is just a quick quote from a honeymoon couple who stayed this year. We get absolutely incredible feedback the whole time from Santorini. It really, really is amazing. And Anita came and stayed here with her son back in May, and really left kind of with no faults, absolutely no feedback whatsoever, other than just completely glowing. So yeah, we really are incredibly proud to be representing Santorini, because they really do they just never miss the mark. It is always an incredible stay here. But thank you so much for joining me this afternoon. Please pop any questions you might have in the Q&A or in the chat, and I will get to them now. Of course, if you need to jump off, do please pop me a note with any questions. So you can do your PADI cert. Sorry, thank you, Priyam. Priyam has asked if the diving can come with PADI certification. Yes, so we don't have a dive centre on the property, but we do have our preferred dive supplier nearby, and they can, they can do their PADI certification there. Thank you, Autumn. Will the flights from MPP be available for 2024? So no, there will no longer be flights available in 2024. It will just be from Johannesburg. Now, Priyam, I actually am not sure. Thank you. So Priyam has asked, would the visa be needed for Indian passport holders? Now, I'm actually not sure. From my understanding was that they had scrapped visas, the need for a visa altogether, but I would need to double check if it is required for Indian passport holders. I am an Australian and a British passport holder, and I do not need a visa, but that is a good one for me to double check with the team and see what the situation is for other nationalities as well. So I will come back to you on that after popping Christy a note and seeing what she says. So sorry I couldn't answer that now, but I will try to at a later date, hopefully very soon. Amazing. Thank you guys so much. And thank you for the lovely comments. It really is, I have to say, a beautiful, beautiful property. It is totally breathtaking when you arrive here. The staff are absolutely incredible. And I really, really I cannot stress enough how amazing it is. And what is so lovely is when I go to meetings with operators who sell Santorini, we get nothing but incredible feedback. You know, honeymoon couples are always so happy to have stayed here at the end of their trip. So it really is nothing. There is just nothing negative to report ever. But amazing. Priyam, I will pop you a note. Thank you so much for joining, and I will, we'll be in touch. And then I will also send out our webinar follow-up in the next couple of days. But if you've got any questions after that, do please reach out, and we will be in touch. Thank you so much.